Hello and welcome to Cartoon Drawing Studio. Today we're going to be drawing a dancing donut. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your support. Okay, grab your materials and let's get started. Okay, we're going to begin our dancing donut by getting his whole body in here. This is a very simple character. And in order to draw the dancing donut, I'm going to start with a bit of a bean shape. So this is my bean. Notice that it has a slight, like it's coming out here and bending in here. This is essentially the donut's back and this is the front. So because this is going to be a two-layer donut, like with frosting on top, I'm going to go ahead and give him a little back like this. And now, this is going to be, I'm going to try to draw the donut hole kind of in the middle, but I'm going to cheat a little bit, draw it towards the bottom because I want to give enough space here for a face. So if we were to look at this, the hole is really a little bit towards the bottom. And then here is the bottom part of the donut hole. Perfect. All right. So we've got our donut pretty much mapped out here. But just like we do with our other characters, if I divide this in half like this, this is really, this part up here is the donut's eyes, and the middle, his nose, and his mouth is going to go here. So I'm going to start with the eyes. I'm going to give this donut pretty round eyes. So there's one circle. On the other side of my cross here, I'm going to go ahead and put the other circle for the other eyeball. And now my donut is going to be looking straight at us. So I'm going to draw one pupil and then another pupil here. I want to give him some eyebrows. So in order to do the eyebrows, I'm going to draw a bigger oval or circle. Maybe his eyebrows can be sprinkles. There's one sprinkle. And then here is another eyebrow, which is essentially another sprinkle. Perfect. This sprinkle's a little bit bigger. There we go. All right. So now let's give him a mouth. In order to draw his mouth, I'm going to go ahead and give him a smiling mouth. The cheek is going to start right here. It's going to come down and around to the other side. And I'm going to pull his mouth open like this. And right there. So because this cheek is pushing up, I'm going to go ahead and push up on his eye right here. Because he's kind of happy, he's smiling, so we got him pushing up on both sides. And we're gonna go ahead and give him a little bit of a tongue here. A little donut tongue. Maybe the bottom part of his mouth right there too. Perfect. All right, so we've got his face ready. Now let's give him some arms. We should have started this one at the beginning because I want him dancing. So his shoulder is going to be right here, coming out of the brown part of the donut. It's going to come up, there's his elbow, down, hand. The other side, his shoulder starts there. It's going to go out, elbow, up, hand. Let's map out his legs. It's going to start right here. It's going to come down, knee, side, heel. Right? So I'm kind of building the armature and then have his foot come out like this as a gumdrop. Perfect. And the other foot is going to be back there. It's going to come up, knee, down, heel, and then here is the other gumdrop shape for this one because this foot's going to be in the air. So he's going to look like he's dancing. So now let's flesh out the arms a little bit. I'm going to start by filling in this arm, the top, then the bottom. So I'm using the other line as a guide. And then I'm going to make his fingers, like here's his thumb. here's the other finger. Like that. Perfect. So we've got his little hands and his little fingers. I'm gonna do this one over here. Thumb, fingers, and then fill in this arm. Upper arm, lower arm. Perfect. And the same thing with the legs. Upper leg, lower leg, and the foot be fleshed out. This leg goes up, then down, and then fill in this leg like that. This bottom part of the leg is overlapping the back leg. And now a few little details. Because he is I'm gonna make him like a pink sprinkle donut, I think. So I'm gonna make it look like, you know, this kind of the cream, not filling, but the topping, giving it some waves, making it look over here like it's kind of flowing over him. And on this side, like it's flowing down. Remember, we're sketching in pencil, so we can make these changes because we're gonna ink it all anyways. And then I wanna give him some sprinkles across his body. So I'm just doing these rectangles with rounded edges. What I can say about this is try to have variety in where you put the sprinkles. You don't want them all in an exact pattern or the same spot. We want to, as much as we can, to vary where they are, and the same thing when you're coloring them. You want there to be a lot of variety with your color selection. And I'm gonna give you, well, you have a sample of that right now on the screen. All right, perfect. And you know, one more thing we're gonna do to really sell this pose is we're gonna do some musical notes around him. So I'm just gonna do some music notes flying around him because he is dancing. And you know what? And I want to also put a rectangle here because I'm gonna make a stereo right here blasting music on the floor. So we're gonna have this little cube of a stereo. So I drew first the rectangle. I'm gonna give the rectangle these 1, 2 circles on the side. And then I'm gonna do this player. It's kind of like an old cassette player here. And then maybe some buttons, which are just squares at the top. And then last but not least, I wanna have a rectangle popping up here, a rectangle going to the side, and a rectangle coming down. And there we have our stereo on the floor. That's really blasting music. And what we can do is we can also give some of these little, like maybe a shape, and then have some musical notes flowing down, coming out of the radio. He's a dancing donut, yeah. And you can really have fun with this part and have yours look different from mine and vary a little bit. But we want to make it look like the musical notes are coming down from the ground. That's pretty good. Our dancing donut. All right, so that is our completed sketch. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our ink pen and I'm gonna speed this part up and you guys are gonna make decisions on what your final lines are gonna be. And there we have our inked donut. What we have to do now is grab our eraser and we're going to remove our construction lines. Can add a little bit of color. And there we have our completed dancing donut. I hope you guys enjoyed today's lesson. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more drawing lessons. As always, keep on drawing, and thanks for watching.